in chat. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Happy Tuesday. Hey, listen, just want to apologize for Monday. Sometimes when I have a lot going on, I just got a lot going on. So Monday was a headache. But as you guys can see, I got a whole new, brand new setup here. A lot going on at the bottom. Call to actions here. Today, what are we gonna talk about? Today we're gonna talk about a few things, and I'm gonna dive deep into it because again, I don't want to be long-winded. So we are officially multi-streaming, meaning we are live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch at the moment. So that's what we were getting set up. So now I'll be streaming on all three platforms. For the replays are still gonna go up as a regular YouTube video as well, as long as the live. So just so you guys know. So now we're on three platforms, streaming live through OBS. I feel good. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna jump into it early. What happens when your agents disappear? They go haywire, right? They just disappear and you don't know what to do. Right? And this is pretty much the scenario with hold on, give me 1 second. With one of these platforms, Agents.ai. Okay, let me fix the screen a little bit. There we go. Agents.ai. If you are a user from Agents.ai, I believe they're about 2 years old, 2025, 26, about almost 2 years old platform. It started on launch with about 47,000 members and reached about 2 million members, right? So not a small platform at all. Like not a small platform, a really big AI platform in the AI space. And they made this announcement where they are vanishing, right? They're now being absorbed by HubSpot. And that's interesting because what happens to all of the agents, right? What happens to the agents that we all know, love, and use, especially if you were like in that platform, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'm not just like, chatting. Let me fix this up a little bit. Um, just so you guys can see. I want to keep the banner on. There we go. There we go. Okay. So this is a little small, but I'm gonna talk through it a little bit. But here's what happened. Agent.ai is closing on August 22nd. What is that? Friday or Saturday? So coming up. What creators should do before the deadline. This is a K-Work blog. I am not affiliated with this, but they're offering to support people in this transition. So the shutdown is going to happen on August 22nd, 2026, and is a technology move into HubSpot. Here's what independent creators should do now, including a checklist for the chosen next platform. So what happens when a platform actually shuts down? This is probably one of the first scenarios that we're seeing like this, where a platform is shutting down, they're being acquired by a different platform, is being absorbed. What are you gonna do? What happened to all the work that you did, all the time, the effort into building an agent, creating an agent within systems, right? All the formats, all the templates, all the stuff that you actually gave it, is it just going to disappear? What happens? How do you move it to another platform? This is what we're going to talk about. And this is super important. Like, I feel like this is super important when it comes to AI stuff, right? If you build, give me 1 sec. I want to make sure we're copacetic on the various platforms. Yeah, so we're good on Twitch. Let me just go to YouTube real quick before I dive deep. Always gotta check. But yeah, this is like brand new happening in the AI space where things are just getting shut down. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I I don't think this is the first time something like this is gonna happen. Reason being is because let me check. Okay, YouTube is copacetic. I'm gonna go on LinkedIn real quick. I just gotta check, for my I'm like a perfectionist myself, so I gotta go on the various platforms and be like, hey, are all you guys hearing me okay? And okay, so we're good on LinkedIn, we're good on YouTube, and we're good on Twitch. So we're gonna dive deep again. So if you build an AI agent on Agent.ai, you now have a fixed date to work against. According to the Agent.ai user milestone announcement, in 2025, the platform grew from 47,000 to 2 million. A user base that size does not disappear quietly, right? So what are these people gonna do? The date is August 22nd. After that, Agent.ai stops operating as a standalone market and its agent technology gets inside HubSpot. So obviously they got a crazy deal with HubSpot. HubSpot is just gonna absorb this thing. But what does that mean, right? There's no announced migration path for creator listing. That single detail is the reason the article exists, because it changes what you should be doing between now and August from transferring or rebuilding. So basically, they didn't say that your agents are going to disappear, but there's a possibility that it might, especially when this like migration happens, right? If HubSpot could honestly say, hey, we love your technology, but we're going to start from scratch. We're going to integrate all of our users, things of that nature. Anybody who wants to get back on the platform needs to pay HubSpot directly or something like that, right? Or all of the funds go there. However they want to do it is going to be different. The timeline is short. Agent AI launched as an open beta. It grew quickly and scheduled to close on August 22nd. But this technology, yeah, so it's only been up and running for about a year. Jesus, what? It's only been up and running for about a year, and they got acquired by HubSpot. Like, this is crazy. The volume of work, sorry, you guys are gonna hear like background noise because I keep saying like New York just keeps building. They're building a brand new apartment next door to me, which is crazy. They just tore down this beautiful house with a beautiful back. Well, the house wasn't beautiful; it was older, but the yard was beautiful. It had an amazing front yard, backyard. The house wasn't even like near the sidewalk. It was like further back, so you saw all the grass, and they just shut it down. And now they're just gonna build an apartment, and you're not gonna have none of that ambiance. The structure, three structure reasons explain the closure based on the patterns rather than any inside statement. So this is pretty much them assuming what's going to happen. Agent AI ran as a simple project and research sandbox, not as a revenue first product with long term platform commitment. So probably just a lot of times with AI or even just starting a business, they have this term called done is better than perfect. So they probably got the product done or the platform done, but it wasn't perfect. And now they're moving into a more beneficial situation. That could be a scenario. HubSpot needed proven agent technology quickly and acquired a working technology faster than building it. So this is a trend that I think is going to happen with a lot of companies if they're not going with the big users, right? If they're not going with open AI infrastructure, a Google infrastructure, or Anthropic infrastructure, they're just gonna acquire technologies or standalone technologies that's gonna do the work for them. So versus like getting their own independent, AI builders or AI automation consultants, which they probably do. And instead of building this from the ground floor, which could honestly have been cheaper, they just wanted to just go ahead and buy one that's already successful. Standalone agent marketplace are losing ground to agent features embedded inside software customers already. So this is big, right? Right. The standalone agent, and this is kind of the reason why I personally did not go and not to say I won't go in the future, but this is why I personally did not go into the SaaS realm of AI, meaning building my own software and starting to pitch it, whether it's like a voice companion kind of software or a lot of that stuff. Once these enterprise companies get in and they're able to integrate it, like use Google, for example. Like Google is already integrated in everything we do. So it's like once these big companies get like really, really big and setting up the infrastructure into like these companies, small companies, big companies, like it's gonna be hard to compete if you have a software, especially when like Google is already doing the thing that you're doing, like already doing the thing, and they already have like people already have like Gmail and stuff like that. It's gonna be hard. Why standalone markets are losing to embedded CRMs. To see why this technology is heading, hold on, let me see how long. Okay, we're gonna breeze through this a little bit. To see where the technology is heading, look at what HubSpot already shipped. HubSpot AI guides, agent guides from whatever that is, describe on how HubSpot place AI agents directly into the CRM so marketing and sales tasks could be automated without reaching for outside tools. A CRM or customer relations management system is the software a business uses to store customer records and managing deals. That's crazy how HubSpot is like the leading provider for like CRMs, but we have all of this AI technology where you could just make your own CRM now, right? So I think this is them staying competitive. That design carries a benefit and a cost in the same sentence. Notes that HubSpot Breeze agents are built into a CRM and therefore require no third party integration, but they are tied to the HubSpot ecosystem, which makes sense, right? It makes sense. Like, why, like, businesses like healthcare providers, entrepreneurs, you guys should be thinking about either standing up your own AI system or partnering with a sophisticated um, AI platform like OpenAI, right? Like I'm gonna shoot for OpenAI or Google Gemini just cause, you know what I mean? One, because Google already has the infrastructure, and OpenAI is just like one of the leaders when it comes to like infrastructure, the infrastructure and what you could do, especially now with ChatGPT work. Uh, the design carries a benefit and a cost at the same time. Okay, I read that. Read the trade-off carefully because it explains the entire situation. For any existing HubSpot customers, agents inside a CRM are convenient. For an independent creator, an agent that only runs inside one company's CRM is not a product and your own, and not a product you own and distribute. It is a feature inside someone else's software. So that's okay. So I don't know if you guys remember when I was talking about my whole I was on live with Jai and we were talking about Turo. And I was talking about how I was running my own Turo company, but I knew that they were not my customers, meaning I didn't own them. They were actually Turo's customers. So I had to figure out a way how to get these people off of Turo into my own client base. And the only way I was able to do that is to collect their emails, set up like a newsletter. They'll still book with me on Turo. Sometimes I did private insurance, but they were still booking with me through Turo. But at this point, I was steady connecting with them. They'll get an email from me at the end of the month. They'll get a happy birthday. Anytime a repeat customer will come in, they'll get a Starbucks gift card. So this was my way of like owning my client base off of the platform. And this is exactly what happened when like so I build a bunch of agents, but they're built on different platforms. I use 11 Labs, I use OpenAI, I use Claude. All of these have different like use cases, but they're all important agents. Why is this important, right? Though, um, so that is difference between a marketplace and an ecosystem. A marketplace exists to give independent builders distribution. An ecosystem exists to make one platform harder to leave. When a marketplace is absorbed into an ecosystem, the independent builders are usually the part that does not travel. So it's pretty much a layoff, right? A virtual layoff, right? Is what we're seeing. A company got bought. You independent guys, get out of here. We already have the technology. Where every option falls shorts, the section is not going into okay, so this section isn't on any specific like side, right? But it's pretty much starting to say that start with a hard constraint. This is not an announcement, export, or migration route for Agent.ai marketplace listing. Your configuration, your listing page, your reviews, your audience do not move automatically. Plan on rebuilding from your own notes, right? So plan on just rebuilding from scratch, right? It's like when you lose your job, like plan on like refreshing your resume, refreshing what you got going on, acquiring some new skills, and like really bootstrapping and getting back to work. You're still gonna have the skills that you've always had when you were at the company, but now you need to take it to a different environment. Take it to South Beach, right? Get out of New York, take it to South Beach, right? I always say that. Take my talents to South Beach. Alternatives, bring your own friction. The marketer milk platform, yeah. A platform run up 2026 points out that standalone platforms often require complex integration work before anything runs end to end using. Make as an example, is it talking about make.com? Make as an example where a complete workflow means changing connections through the platform app library erases and marketing page is not the same as ease on day one. Okay, so yeah, like I traditionally use make.com for a lot of things, but I knew that I can't house all of my automations on there, especially when like Claude Code and stuff came out. Like I'm not gonna like I would rather host a lot of things locally on my computer. That way if something breaks, I'm able to just go in and fix it. But if make.com was to just disappear and I had a bunch of clients on make, there would be a lot of phone calls. Like I would be getting a lot of phone calls. There's also a limit on what any platform can promise, and that includes K-work. No company can guarantee it will be operating in 5 years, and any platform claiming otherwise is selling rather than informing. What a platform can do is structure itself so that its revenues depend on the creators rather than it being acquired for the technology. That is the difference in the design, and the incentives, not a guarantee, and you should evaluate as such, right? So you really need to understand what the company's value is, right? Is it meant to be standalone, or was it really solely meant started to be bought? And that's, I think that's like an entrepreneur based questions, because I feel like even with me, like A Plus Active Services, that's my baby, right? It started off as like, marketing services, a little bit of SMMA with Turo, but now it's a complete automation within the healthcare domain, a complete different like fix. A practical checklist for choosing your next platform. So this is helpful that they did this. We could probably go through this whole article. We'll probably won't go through all of this, but let's go through this. So number one, here's a practical checklist for choosing your next platform, and this is for I'm gonna take this as for anything, right? If Claude was to shut down, OpenAI was to shut down for like a month, what would we do? Like, so who is the paying customer? If a creator pays the bills, creator distributes services, budget decisions. If the creators are the funnel towards the enterprise contracts, the marketplace is the first line item cut. It is tied to a single CRM or a vendor, right? At this point of leaving, Market Milk treats integration as a core evaluation factor. Nothing that Make offers more than 3,000 pre-built. It is talking about make.com. 3,000 pre-built integration connecting major language models to tools such as Slack and Notion. Reasonably a proxy for independence. Can you get your work out? So live chat AI identifies avoiding vendor lock-in as a leading advantage of platform builders, meaning builders not bound to one vendor stack. Acts about export before you build, not after. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do that now. I mean, I'm gonna give you guys what I think you guys should do. That's not good advice. Ask about exporting before. I guess like moving forward now, but if the platform's going away, like you can't ask about that. You kind of have to spring into action, which is why I said that isn't good advice. Can you ship without writing code? If the honest answer is no, budget the learning time or choose differently. Okay, so maybe you won't be able to write code, maybe you will be. So it really depends. Is there actual distribution? A builder with no audience attached is a private tool. You need an audience, right? Right. You need an audience. A marketplace with active users is a business, right? So when you have the marketplace, you have people looking for things. If you're a standalone private person, you're gonna have to start doing your marketing and stuff like that and build your personal brand. K-Work is positioned on a neutral side for the first three items in a marketplace or a creator platform for AI agents that is not attached to a CRM, which means published agents functions as products with the audience rather than as features instead as sales suite. It is not a copy of an Agent.ai. It is an attempt to preserve the part creators value most, which was often distributed from independent builders evaluated across against the same 6 questions to apply. Where independent agents building goes from here. So this is probably like the most important thing of this whole article. Where do we go from there as an independent agent builder? So if you're like coined as like the AI agent guru guy and stuff like that, and you can build agents on any platform or you stick to a specific platform, this is probably going to be really, really important for you. So where do you go from here? The likely outcome, right, is in the next few years is going to be a split market rather than a single winner. Large software companies will keep embedded agents inside their own products, such as like Google, OpenAI, right? They're going to be able to do a lot of these things for their own customers, and that will serve those customers well. Independent creators will still need at least one neutral venue where an agent can reach people who are not already paying for a specific CRM. Those two models serve different buyers and ecosystems and can coexist, right? So you have one platform where it's like a marketplace where everything lives, and then you might have like a guy like say for example, if Gary Vee just started selling AI agents for content, right? If Gary Vee just started selling AI agents for TikTok and stuff like that, pretty sure he'll be able to sell AI agents with no problem. You know what I mean? So you have two different forms here. You can create a full data export from the Agent.ai website. Once you have the export data, Claywork will help you rebuild, submit your agent export, configure prompts through our contact form. So they're trying to capitalize on this. I'm gonna be honest, they're trying to capitalize. So what does that mean? Before we actually move forward, let's just debrief and chat a little bit. So right? You have a platform shutting down where ideally people were building a lot of things. They were building agents, probably hosting a lot of automations, probably had a lot of clients attached to this. And it's unfortunate to see because if this was to happen to a lot of other companies, this could start a trend, right? This can start a scenario where it just does not even make sense to like build agents on other platforms. You kind of have to be a a master in one platform. And I think on YouTube you see a lot of that, especially with specific influencers. Like you see people only doing Claude videos or only doing OpenAI tutorials. Not to say they can't use. I honestly, if you could use one AI to the best of their abilities and you understand how AI works, you could use all of them. I always say that. Like as long as you understand the language of AI, you'll be able to figure out how to actually like use this thing. But where does it go from there? Like how do you start to structure businesses, right? Do you structure yourself as, hey, I'm building specific agents and products, or do you come into the or software, or do you come into like, hey, or SaaS, right, like software as a service, or you just say, hey, I'm just gonna be a consultant, I'm gonna be a guy to audit, I'm gonna be the guy to suggest what AI tools you need for your company. That's going to be a lot easier than actually like building a software and then pitching it. I suggest if you're building some type of software, um, pick the platform in which you need to build the software in, or see if you could build a software or an app. When I'm saying software in this example, I'm talking about like an app or something like that, which is a software too, right? If you're building some type of software, just make it able to move across different platforms. Like, so say for example, you have like the App Store on an iPhone, right? You have Instagram on the app phone and iPhone, but you also have Instagram and the Google Play Store, right, for Androids. I think that's their store. Don't quote me on that. But to me, that's how this is making sense. So, me, I'm gonna stay on the consulting, education side of this, especially within healthcare. I'm still gonna be building agents, all within healthcare, all within their domain. And that's the thing too. Like when we traditionally build, we don't stack too much on top of each other. A lot is gonna be in an internal system. So that's the benefit of working with A Plus Active Services. Let me go ahead and put this QR code back on. So you guys know that's going to take you to the website. You're going to be able to dive deep in some more information. A Plus Health, A Plus Automation, the Prompt Clinic, join the community. This is what we're bringing to the table. Shout out to Jai and Kazar. Um, so go ahead, scan the QR code for me, please. But yeah, this really like if you're a AI entrepreneur, where do you go, right? Where do you go? My suggestion, learn the tools, learn how to use it, become an expert. You can niche down to a specific industry, you can niche down to a specific product, but my thing is learn the products that's gonna do the job the best. So if you're fully into like OpenAI, ChatGPT, try to learn that ins and outs, try to learn to build within that, and then take your talents to other places. But your home base will be OpenAI. So for me, my home base is OpenAI and Claude. Those are the two things where I'm like building. I build a lot of client stuff on Claude and personal stuff for me through Codex OpenAI. So that's just how I like distribute. You can use it interchangeably however you want to. That's just how I choose to use it. Um yeah, so that's just like my little ramble there. Um I feel like I had another article. Okay, so this is an article specifically from Agent.ai, and it doesn't even say that much, right? It says a new chapter, right? 2 years ago, we launched Agent.ai to give everyone a chance to build, discover, and use AI agents. Oh my God, this is why you gotta be top of mind and first in the game because as you can see, their thing is just called agents.com. I mean agents.ai, and it just gives everyone a chance to build, discover, and use AI agents. Since then, more than 3 million people have used agent.ai, and thousands of builders have created agents on their own. The idea behind agent.ai are now becoming a part of HubSpot through the new HubSpot agent builder, and we'll be retiring the standalone agent.ai platform on August 22nd. Here's what that means. So we have some frequently asked questions, right? And I don't necessarily need to go through this because I'm not sure if my audience are agent builders, but this is important to know just for the future, right? What happens? This idea behind agents are becoming a part of HubSpot. We know that. Why is this happening? The best agents are the ones that best with the best context, and the businesses, a lot of the contacts already live in CRMs. Bringing these capabilities into HubSpots let teams build AI agents using their custom content already in HubSpot. So man, what is HubSpot Agent Builder? HubSpot now is a new tool where you can build an agent within HubSpot, blah, blah, blah. We know about that. I've built agents as agent. Can I bring them over? Yes, you can rebuild your agents in HubSpot. Use our actions to make it easier. Here's our migration tool. Let me click on that. Oh, all right. Hold on. Stop listening. I've clicked agents. What if you don't have HubSpot account or professional? HubSpot Agent Builder is available to professional and enterprise subscriptions, so you will need one of those. So you would need the upgrade. So if you were an avid agent.ai, and I just said that, right? You have to go up to another subscription. Can I export my data or would it be deleted? Yes to both. And you'll have time before it retires on August 22nd. You can export your data as a downloadable archive for your agent to run and delete your account. And all your data will be deleted. I'm a paying subscriber. What happens to my bill? You won't be charged again. You'll have one more month of access on us through August 22nd. There's nothing you need to do. What's the timeline? Everything on agent.com will keep as usual until August 22nd. We know that. Who can I contact for help? Support.agent.ai. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who was a part of this first chapter of agents.ai. Together, we brought building an AI agent one step closer to being as approachable as building a website. Who's the founder of this company? Uh, he is the founder of Agents.ai. You guys can't see the picture because I'm hiding it, but that's a bad picture of guy. Um, Does he have any? Oh, he's on LinkedIn. Let's go on LinkedIn. Is he gonna say anything specific? God damn, 1 million followers on LinkedIn. God, I need to work for you. Let me connect with you. Wait, oh, hold on. Is he on Lovable too? Hold on. Let's go into this. No, okay, okay. Okay, no, okay, okay. He is a founder at, no, no. Why is it bringing up this guy if he's a founder? I'm trying to figure out who is. This how you can see. So you have HubSpot and then you have Lovable, which he's an investor in. He's an investor in some good thing. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find founder. Oh, so he also is the founder of. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up, guys. Okay, so he's the co-founder of HubSpot, and he founded Agents.ai. Huh. Wow. Okay. I see the play here. I see the play here. Okay. Okay, let's sum this up. Let's sum this up. I see the play here. I see the play here. Okay, I'm gonna get off, give off this. This was a short office hour, but obviously here are my honest to God thoughts. So you have the co-founder, if I'm understanding this correctly, he is the co-founder of HubSpot and he was also the co-founder of Agents.ai. Okay, so this is kind of a scenario, right? To where someone was probably like working a 9 to 5 or working somewhere, right? He said, man, I'm gonna start my own company, which was HubSpot for the CRMs. That blew up. And then he was just like, okay, to stay competitive within my company, I need to build something else. I need to build and test something else. Agents.ai came into play. It blew up massively. Um, HubSpot, who has already been a main player into the game, right? A main player into the game. And it says, you know what? We're going to consolidate a lot of what we're doing here on agents.ai, and we're going to put this into HubSpot. Go ahead and write me a check to acquire this company. Right? So his company just bought another company. His company just bought his second company. So he just got a buyout from his own like account. Basically, if that makes sense. Man, okay. So where do we go from here? I think it's important to know that this AI thing is new in so many different ways, and it's going to be new in business infrastructure, new in business setup, new in workflows, new in everything. And I think it's going to take for the innovators to pick and choose and make their plays and do what they got to do. Like that's for him to be the co-founder of HubSpot, make another platform, and then that company acquires it. That's game changing, right? Like that's like this is what I'm like. So he just pretty much built his own single AI. I'm not sure how big his team was, but he probably had a bunch of engineers that was from HubSpot, bunch of expertise, right? From being there, and said, hey, let's just create this other thing, incorporate it differently, and then, either sell it or buy it out to the same company. And I think that's what, if you're a AI entrepreneur, like I think that's where you want to be. Like you want to build something where you could then sell and relax, right? At least, wow, he's only had this thing for about 2 years too. I'm impressed. You know what I mean? This was an impressive dive deep article. I hope you guys saw value in that. But I'm gonna leave off by saying this, right? If you're an AI entrepreneur, if you have your own AI company, think more so about not necessarily the software and the building of products. You can still do that. Like this is a prime example, but he also built that under an infrastructure in which he sold as well. So it's like for us at A Plus Active Services, I'm gonna go ahead and put the QR code back there, shameless plug. But for us at A Plus Active Services, that's why we're like, hey, let us be your coaches in healthcare. Let us help you understand AI and HIPAA compliance. Let us understand how admins and providers could benefit from using AI in their day to day. That's what we're doing. We can build a product, right? We could build some type of agent that's gonna live within like systems and stuff like that. But as AI changes, as industry changes, we want to be right, we want to have a finger on the pulse of these things, right? So we're in a phase where we're able to adapt, change, and like change into like a whole different company if we wanted to. You know what I mean? Essentially, that's kind of what we did like within the last month or so. Like not change into a whole different company, but a lot of our internal things switched up a bit. So where do we go from there? If you're a consumer of AI, I would say, hey, stick to the platforms that you know, stick to the platforms that you love. If they're incorporating AI within, go ahead and learn those AI tools. That's ultimately how you're going to get better and you're going to be the expertise. So now, if you're the HubSpot guy, right? You could be a HubSpot guy at your company. Of obviously, they have external people that's going to help you out, but you could be the HubSpot guy at your company that's going to be responsible for managing the CRM and then creating the agents. That's a whole nother job in itself, or governance and things like that. That's a whole nother job in a sense, whole nother expertise, whole nother skill. So that's super important. You know what I mean? If you're an AI entrepreneur building an agency, my I just dropped something on the floor. My suggestion is going to be start off with the consulting audit kind of field of things. Learn AI to the best of your abilities, learn the tools, learn how it interacts, learn the language of AI, and then think about building like a sophisticated software, because it's not going to make sense if they're right. It's just like for me, like voice agents are super, super big for me. I love voice agents, but I'm not gonna start my own 11 Labs platform because they already have 11 Labs, right? But also with ChatGPT, you can host your own ChatGPT voice agent, right? Like, and their voice mode is super sophisticated. So instead of even using 11 Labs, I could use OpenAI voice to put on different infrastructures, right? Because I just know how to do that. So that's gonna be it for today. We'll reconvene tomorrow. This was a short and sweet office hour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go work out, go meditate, get some things together, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay on LinkedIn for any updates. Check in with me. Um, yeah, man, you guys have a great Tuesday and a great week, man. I got a bunch of things to get started, and we gonna get into it. So y'all stay easy for sure.